Alright guys, hello, welcome to the channel. Alright, today we're going to be taking apart an Antminer S9 and it's missing a couple hashboards already, but we're going to be taking apart an Antminer S9 and just moving our hashboard to a different spot. This is my test unit, so we're going to be moving it for testing purposes. I just figured do a video to show you guys how it's done. Alright, first off, to start off, on the front of these guys right here, you got 4 pins or 4 screws holding in the fans, and they have a cover on it. You gotta make sure you're covered great. These triangles are on the outside, otherwise they will pinch the fan and seize the fan to stop working. I've seen this happen many times. Make sure your triangles are on the outside. So to start, you want to take out your 4 screws as so. And this is just to take off the fan. Anyway, so this is to take off the fan. We've got the fan taken off on the back here already, so we don't need to take this fan off. But to show you, this fan is connected to the faceplate itself. So the faceplate has 4 screws which hold the fan in. So when those 4 screws hold the fan in, there's 4 second set of screws, 4 second set of screws that'll hold the faceplate itself to the unit. So we'll go ahead here and take out those faceplate screws here, just so you can see the inside here. Now that we got those off, as you can see, it just comes right off. No issue to it. And as you can see, I'm already missing. I have a couple boards taken out. As I said, this is my test unit. But this fan, couple things about the fan. It is labeled Unit 1. You gotta make sure you label this one as Unit 1 on your board. Anyway, but this fan itself, this fan is fan number 1, so you gotta make sure you have it labeled as fan number 1 on the board. We're just gonna go ahead and pop these screws back in. Now to take out the hashboards themselves, it's not absolutely necessary to take out the front panel. You don't even need to take out the panel when taking out the control board. You just need the panel. This is just to replace the front fan, or if you're trying to clean out the inside of your unit. Now, I'll go ahead and put these screws back in here. Disconnect this fan here. The front. Now, when you're working with the control board here, it's not absolutely necessary to take this out. All you have to do is disconnect this pin here at the top. Make sure you disconnect your back fan. You can just make sure you disconnect your ribbon pins. Of course, I'm missing hashboards, so I'm just going to leave mine. I'm just going to disconnect this pin here. Now, and then these little guys, they got push tabs on the side. So you just pull them and slide it out. But you do have to make sure your hash boards are all out first, otherwise they will pinch. But it's the same way to put it back in. Slide it in, little push tabs keep them secure in line. And that's how you take out a control board. Now I'm going to go ahead and put this bad boy back on, just because we have no need for it to be off. Now with taking them off, make sure you push in your ribbon tab, take it off, otherwise they don't come off. Push it in, wiggle it out. As such, these ones are the same, just push them, wiggle them. And that's your hash board. Connector pins and your back heat sinks. So all we're going to do is we're just going to move this. So when you put in your hash board, make sure that you line up with the grooves. It's got a groove on the bottom. Make sure you line it up with the groove. And then you just reverse. If your connector plate's off, make sure you put your connector plate back on. Fan back on. Usually they have little arrows on them. A little hard to see, but it's got an arrow that points this way and up. So we're going to have it blow out. So we're going to point it up. Always line up your fan too. Now I don't have my bracket, so just because this is a test unit, that's okay. But if you don't have a bracket, go and get a bracket for your fan. Right on. And make sure you plug in your fan back in. Always plug it in with the tab, 4-pin on. Plug in your control board accordingly, so one goes to one. And that's how we fix an Antminer S9. Now when you plug it in, and these things are a little tricky, but when you plug it in, make sure you take one of your split wires, okay, and that'll go onto your control board right here. So always take one, plug it across, and then what I like to do with these, I like to always take one from each, make sure one from each is on each board. That way you don't get a power failure problem, because I've had power failure problems with these things before if they're not plugged in like that. So you just plug them in, one from each, and just for demo purposes, I'm going to take this one, plug it in the middle, plug it in, and plug it in, and that's all there is to it. Alright, thank you for watching, guys. If you like, subscribe, thumbs up, much appreciated. Thank you very much.